What's up, heathens? I'm Happy Viking, and I'm here to make you awesome, one frothy pint of metal at a time. So drink up. Let's talk about America!
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America!
The home of the free and the land of the brave. What started as 13 colonies that broke off from an increasingly dick-headed British Empire and eventually became one of the most powerful countries to have ever existed, where there's justice for all, everything smells like apple pie, and people ride eagles to work like some shit out of Lord of the Rings. Truly heaven on earth. Or, at least, that's what they really want to believe. Now, I don't want to be sanctimonious here, but god damn it, America, you have a lot of problems! And the source of these problems is the fact that when your population numbers 300 million, it becomes nigh impossible to keep retards and crazy people from affecting public opinion. That's how you get these bullshit ideas like the gun is good, the pizza is vegetable. And I know your healthcare system isn't great, but when you're dealing with people who have violent breaks from reality, you give them antipsychotic medication, not fucking Senate seats. Look, no nation is perfect, but America is supposed to be all about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, damn it. This is the nation that gave birth to the likes of Rockwell, Whitman, Melville, Hemingway, and Mark Twain. And somehow it's fallen into the hands of people who only care about lining their own pockets so they can buy Luther burgers and 40 cals. But don't worry, we're gonna fix all this. Slowly but surely, with none of that liberal pansy do-nothing crap. To get America back on track, we'll need to do more than just giving it a time out and force-feeding it tofu to break its spirit. America needs a good kick in the ass, a good thrashing, if you will. And who better to thrash, smash, and trash a decadent society than some hardcore heshers and headbangers? Who better than some rowdy-ass roughnecks ready to wreck and deck everything you hold near and dear to your punk-ass little heart? Who better than Hatriot?
Disgusting wizard disorder. The undead supreme. Makes living with you harder. Yes, you're not to sit in grace.
Hailing right from the birthplace of thrash metal in the Bay Area of California, Hatriot is a hardcore, heavy-duty, ass-kicking apparatus that's primed and ready to plant its powerful treads into every bull-headed buttock it comes across. Don't tread on me? Bullshit. Hatriot will tread on whatever the hell it feels like treading on. And before too long, it'll be one nation under the bloody boot of a burly, barbaric American cleric, preaching a glorious gospel of guts, gore, and gratuitously psychotic societal satire. Because nothing is safe or sacred to these cranked-up Yankee Doodle dandies bandying wicked words of wanton ruination, and nothing is safe from their shredding, wailing, and masterful drum flailing. What do you think of that, you dirty, putrid little mutants? It's pretty sick, huh? Hell yeah, it's pretty sick. It's so damn sick that I'm getting leukemia just from listening to it. But that's a good thing. It just means that I'll be able to hit on a lot of nurses. Now, you may not know it yet, but Hatriot's a big fucking deal. And I'll tell you why it's a big fucking deal with 3 fucking words. Steve Zetro Souza. Are you fucking serious? For those of you who are unacquainted with thrash metal, Steve Souza is an old pro, most famous as the singer of both Exodus and Legacy, which would later become Testament, 2 of the oldest and most successful thrash acts. He was there in the Bay Area when the scene was kicking off, and he lent his voice to 2 of the biggest bands to come out of it. That's a pretty big deal. And even after parting ways with both of those bands, Zetro kept himself busy with a bunch of side projects like Tenet and Dublin Death Patrol. But then, in 2010, he found this 23-year-old guitar player named Costa Varvatakis, who was just tearing it up in exactly the same way he remembered the old farts from his glory days doing it. It's like this kid stepped out of a 1980s time capsule and started trashing everything like a pissed-off caveman. So they started playing together, and slaying together, and they formed Hatriot together, and just a couple years down the road, they put out their first full album together called Heroes of Origin. Naturally, it's pretty easy to promote yourself when your lead singer used to be part of fucking Exodus. They got signed up with Massacre Records no sweat and started opening for big boys like Death Angel and Saxon within their first 2 years. Also, fun fact, the bassist and drummer are actually Steve's sons, Nick and Cody Souza, bonded by blood, because a family that slays together stays together. Zetro firmly denies any nepotism, however. He said that his kids simply played the best out of everybody that auditioned, and I don't think anyone can argue with the results. See, these are family values I can get behind. To hell with prayer in school, teach your kid to shred. Shred anything really. Guitar, Bible, it doesn't matter. Metal appreciates it either way. But there you have it. Hatriot is a potent and pungent blend of old traditions and new blood, smelling of rust, motor oil, and gunpowder, which is precisely the kind of thrash metal you damn well want. People have been begging me to take a look at some thrash, and I deliver some Hatriot. Hope it was worth the wait, folks. See, I don't usually review thrash metal because I'm not the right person to review thrash metal. Now, I'm not saying I don't like thrash metal, because I do. I love the hell out of Creator. They create erections with astonishing regularity. See, there's a reason the camera cuts off in my waist. It's just that, compared to other metal genres, thrash offers me a lot less. Thrash isn't as heavy as death metal, nor as technical as traditional metal, nor as melodic as power metal. It's a jack of all trades, master of none, in my opinion. Also, thrash takes a lot of influence from hardcore punk, which I absolutely despise. If I want to hear people screaming about politics, I'll go read YouTube comments. It's the information age. I'm firmly aware of how screwed up everything is, and I listen to music to escape the fucked up world that surrounds me, not to be continually assured of its shittiness. So, in the end, what I'm left with is music that, by and large, does not really appeal to me. But despite my bullshit reservations with what is surely radical music, Hatriot is exceptionally radical. They play sick as hell songs, and most importantly, they're fun. Granted, my idea of fun likely has a higher body count than yours, but I think you can appreciate the sheer maniacal joy that Hatriot brings to the table. Hatriot just sounds happy to run wild and go nuts and indulge in some vulgar displays of power. It's mostly because when Zetro's singing, he sounds fucking evil and he loves it, and you gotta respect that. Zetro's voice is interesting. Now, some say Zetro sounds like Bon Scott mixed with Udo, but I feel that comparing his singing voice to that of a human is a disservice, since his Exodus days, likely as a result of shotgunning battery acid and nuclear waste to fuel his burning, non-specific hate, his voice has slowly become more and more mutated and deranged. Sure, once upon a time he sounded like Bon Scott, but on Heroes of Origin, he sounds like a hobgoblin locked in a perpetual shrieking orgasm. Man oh man, I am not making any friends with this review. I've spent the whole video trash talking America, thrash metal, hardcore punk, and now Zetro's voice. If you don't hear from me in the coming months, chances are I've been kidnapped and offered as a blood sacrifice to the angry ghost of Cliff Burton. Let's just hope the Thrashers have a sense of humor. I'm pretty sure they do, though. I mean, when your fandom has to put up with shit like Dave Mustaine and Lulu, you just gotta laugh. And getting back on topic here, Hatriot certainly has a sense of humor. A grim and extremely fucked up sense of humor. Despite what my sanctimonious rambling earlier may have implied, Hatriot is not an extremely political band. They write songs about fun stuff like murder, psychopaths, genocide, dead children, vampires, all the good shit. And even when they do delve into societal matters, they keep things light. But they also keep them heavy, because fuck your oxymorons. Hatriot doesn't tolerate morons of any sort. They'll shred and melt their faces off, all the same. Any actual problems I have with Hatriot are all genre related. I'm not the biggest fan of blast beats and breakdowns and what have you, but that's just me. If you are a thrash fan, you'll love the hell out of Hatriot because, come on, sounding awesome comes naturally when you sound like Exodus. Though, if you are looking for criticism, Hatriot sounds too much like Exodus. Hatriot is commonly criticized as sounding generically old school and lacking anything that makes it unique musically. Zetro's creepy goblin voice aside. Now, it's not horribly unexpected for Hatriot to sound like Exodus or like any old band. I mean, Hatriot as a whole is fixated on the glory days. The band was formed by an old thrasher and a young guy who plays just like an old thrasher. Plus, the name of the first album is Heroes of Origin. Seeing as how Zetro was playing thrash when the scene was just starting, I think we can guess what origin Hatriot is the hero of. That said, Hatriot may not be completely distinct or original, but they are nevertheless extremely high quality. They'll experiment and diversify themselves later down the road, but for now, Hatriot makes fun, familiar fucking thrash. Hatriot slays for days in wonderful ways, raising the stakes and taking the cake as one of the most captivating new thrash acts around. Being helmed by a bona fide Bay City superstar singer from the golden age of extreme metal certainly helps, of course, but it definitely says something good about the new generation. That, regardless of all the things that are wrong with the world today, there's always going to be some level-headed lunatics ready to party, parade, and make light of all the things that will inevitably kill us. And those are the kind of lunatics we goddamn love. These heavy metal Minutemen are in it to win it, and they'll dominate everything like it was manifest destiny, besting any and all challengers to their thrash metal throne. That throne is mighty sharp, by the way. It makes the seat of the Seven Kingdoms look like a lazy boy. But lazy boys Hatriot are not. They'll be painting the town red with blood and black with bile for years to come. So if you're bursting with cash and thirsty for thrash, go and buy yourself some Hatriot. I'm Happy Viking, and you've just been served your recommended dosage of heavy metal. Rock on and drink responsibly. And now, if you excuse me, I gotta go to chemotherapy, because fucking leukemia. And also, fucking nurses. Oh, that's not good.